Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm going to show you how to color grade in Lightroom like a professional, using simple steps that work on any photo, whether you are editing portraits, outdoor photos or wedding pictures. This tutorial will take your color to the next level. So let's jump straight into Lightroom. So as you can see, I was in library. I already imported our photos for our photo which we are going to edit. So I will move on to develop so that we start color grading. Before we even touch color, we need a clean base. I will start with the basics. These basics, as you can see, it includes tone, presence and white balance. So I will start with the exposure. As you can see, our image is underexposed, so I will increase on the exposure of our image. I think that is enough for our image, for our image. So the next thing, I will play around with these shadows. I will increase up on these shadows to make our photos pop. So once again, I will play around with these highlights to make sure we get a clean base. And please don't worry about perfect color yet, just balance the image. So I will increase on the blacks a little bit, and I will increase on the contrasts. As you can see, before and then after. You can already see this is our before and then this is our after. So the next thing, we are going to come and cross this basic. So I will come to this tone curve and as you can see, these are the highlights. These are the highlights, then the mid-tones and then the shadows. So I will decrease on the highlights and then I will balance on the mid-tones, and then I will play around with the shadows a little bit. And remember, we are trying to draw an S curve so that it increases our image's contrast. So as you can see, that is our tone curve. So here you can play around with the opacity to make sure you get the best result. So as you can see, I have added a little bit of contrast. Here you can see this before and then after. So with this tone curve, I have added a bit of contrast to make the image pop. So as you can see, now the photo is ready for a professional color grading. So the next thing, I will go back to basics and I will try to play around with the white balance. As you can see, when you drag it in the minus position, you can see the image is cooling, and then you drag it in the opposite on the positive side, you can see the image warms up. So as you can see, I will just cool up our image to around -2. Or -4, as you can see. I think that will work for us. And the next thing I will add a touch of magenta to around +5. This step alone can completely transform the image. As you can see, the before and then after. So after that, I will come down to our color mixer. So this is where the magic happens, and you can always play with the HSL. So the HSL panel lets you control every single color separately. So these are the HSL adjustments, as you can see. So for the skin, I mainly work with the reds and the oranges and then the yellows. When I want to play around with the skin tones of our model, I usually play around with the reds. As you can see, I always play around with the reds and the oranges to make our model's skin look nice, and the yellows. So I want you to watch what happens when I pull the yellows down. As you can see, it's around -7. As you can see, it's now a clean model skin tone, as you can see. So then I can boost the oranges in the saturation panel and raise. I can boost the oranges, as you can see, and then raise the luminance to add a glow. Then I can now go to the blues to create a cinematic style look, perfect for outdoor photos. As you can see, this is our outdoor photo. So I will play around with the blues. So you can see the color changes when I drag it in the negative side. You can see the colors change into this aqueous color. So when I drag this, you can see when I drag the blues into the positive side, you can see the colors change to purple. But for us, I will just drag these sliders into the negative side of the blues to around -15. You can see that if I drag these blues into the negative side, you can see that it creates a cinematic style look, as you can see. So I can always come and play around with the saturation to make our image pop or our background pop. So I can also play around with the greens to make them look much better than they are. So after that you can see that our image has changed a lot just with this color mixer alone, and you can see the before and then after so far for our image. So the next thing, we are going to go to these color grading wheels. This helps us to add a professional Hollywood vibe, and you can see we have the midtones and the shadows and the highlights. We will try to use these all to create a cinematic feel in our image. So on the first stage, I will play around with the shadows, and I will add a teal, a little teal, I think that is more accurate. And then the midtones, I will add a little bit of warm orange for skin. As you can see, I have added a warm orange for our skin to make it pop. You can see the before and then after. Before and then after. You can see what I created here in the shadows. You can see the before and then after, the before and then after. So in the highlights, I will create a soft golden tone. So I will play around. I will add a little bit of yellow. I will play around with the yellows and the oranges. I think they are enough. You can see here the before and then after, the before and then after. So far you can see our before and then after. So this is the power of these color grading wheels. These wheels helps us to make or to create cinematic look in our image and to make our skin tones look much better like before. So this instantly gives you a photo that premium cinematic feel, as you can see. So the next thing, or the next part, I will scroll down to go on this calibration tool or calibration panel. So I will open it. This last panel is what mostly beginners ignore, but professional always use it. As you can see, this red primary, it shifts hue slightly and boosts the saturations, and then the greens, you can always balance the skin, and then the blue primary, you can always play around with, or you want to get that richer tones. So for now, I will try to first use this blue primary. So I will play around with the hue and then the saturation. So I will come to these greens and I will play with these greens. So here I will play with the reds. To get that So as you can see, the before and then after, the before and then after. You can see the before and then after in the calibration. So this usually helps us to give us that Instagram ready premier color or that Instagram look. So the next thing, I will come to detail and I will try to sharpen our image a little bit. So as you can see now, this is our before and this is our after. So you can see when I close up our basics or our basic panel, you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. You can see the power of this basic panel. And when I come to the curves, you can see also the before and then after. You can see when the before, you can see the before is looking flat, but the after, when I applied this or when I used these tone curves, you can see it has enough contrast, or it looks much better. So you can see the before and then after in curves, the before and then after in curves. So let's move on the color mixer. You can see the before and then after. You can see the before and then after. So you can see the power of each panel in this Lightroom. So when I move on these color grading wheels, you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. These wheels helps us to create that cinematic look. As you can see, the before here and then the after. So the calibration, you can see the before and then after, the before and then after. So remember, we are trying to color grade this image. So to finish, I will sharpen the image and reduce noise a bit and add a little bit of light vignette. So as you can see, I will play around with the sharpening. So I move to these effects. So I will try to add some little vignette. So you can see now the image is clean and cinematic and professionally color graded. So you can see here the before and then the after. So if you enjoyed this color grading tutorial, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And if you want me to create a Lightroom preset or a full course, tell me in the comment section below. See you in the next video. And please, I have made some presets to use, so make sure that you check the link in the description below. Bye. See you in the next video.